I got no other choice.
It's the final countdown.
Do you think they played that on a loudspeaker as they raided Mar-a-Lago? Do you think they fucking did that as they were coming down the street?
I think they probably
so.
Dude, Trump's song is YMCA. You have to think that was probably blaring over the loudspeaker. He got caught off. He got caught off guard. He was going, "What?" And then they're just fucking
like, just play his favorite song. They're like,
Trump
it'll fuck him up long enough. He won't even know we're through the gate.
All you hear is, "Open up!"
He's like, through the village people, you just hear loud banging on the front door. He's like, "What the fuck was that?" FBI.
Trump is like fucking spread eagle on a.
Got me.
He's like suntanning on a fucking lawn chair, just spread eagle, naked. Just
he's got his hairpiece on the table next to him.
Is it a spray
his hair off?
Is it a spray tan booth?
Dude, I bet you that raid was. He wasn't there though, right?
No, sadly.
No.
Oh, dude, how that would have been pretty cool. I was telling you guys in the text, it was basically like the reverse January 6th. Like a bunch of federal government people stormed his house instead of
they said
people
like
a bunch of Trumpers leaving their house and storming the Capitol. It's a pretty good analogy on how this is kind of.
They didn't knock on the door. They just like started breaking windows out and shit. They literally just started looting that.
They could have gone through the door. They could have gone through the door. They just took a battering ram through the fucking like front like window.
They like claw to life the garage door. They just rip it completely off like in a demolition.
There's just
like,
pictures of
opened it.
There's just pictures of federal agents with their fucking feet up on his desk, just like laid back like that.
One of them dressed in a shaman outfit.
This is for Nancy, bitch. You just get one guy who's just like he's so lib. He's just like, this is for Nancy, motherfucker.
He's using the grappling hook 5 feet away from the gate opening. He's like, I just want to climb the fucking fence.
Dude, my favorite part about all of this is that like, boy, how the tides have turned, because like 2 weeks ago, if you would have said defund the police, like anybody on the right would have been like, bro, shut the fuck up, like shut your mouth. And now it's like defund the FBI. It's like, they're literally agencies. Yeah, bro, just get rid of government agencies. Like I saw, I put it on Instagram earlier where Marjorie Taylor Greene put the fucking flag upside down, and it's like bitch, like you know damn well you were like, if anybody was kneeling for the flag or like anybody exactly. Like just any of that shit, like desecrating the flag, like you would have been all up in that ass, and here we are, you know, like a judge had to sign off on this. They don't just come raiding your house because they don't like you.
A judge appointed by Trump.
Yeah, and then the FBI guy he put there. So it's like it's this is funny.
Dude, my favorite thing was on the Trump. Did you guys see the Trump press release that he did? Did you guys read it? The one page, bro. My favorite part. Look into my safe! Exclamation point.
Oh no,
he's
you
like
kind of froze there for a second.
There's boundaries.
Yeah. He goes, dude. They broke into my safe. He was like. He was like, this is, he goes, what did they say? He's like, how am I treated this way? Like basically like you're gonna treat 45 this way or 40, what is he, 46?
He called it a siege.
No, he's 45. He's 45.
Yeah. He calls
what
it
do you call
a siege.
A siege.
Yeah. you have a federal judge signs off on a warrant to search your premises for stolen documentation from the White House. You call that a siege, and yet you're calling the January 6th was a protest. Get fucked.
Dude, my favorite thing was like yesterday, like, so I was watching Fox News, like, just because like that was the best channel.
You gotta go to ground zero when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
you gotta know what's real. You gotta know what's going on.
Yeah. They're like, they don't know what to say. So I don't know if there was a clip which I actually wish I would have had this ready for our front office to throw up there, but. There was this guy who was like, he was on a show last night. And they're like, well, how do you feel like this? He goes, this is bullshit, to be quite honest. He goes, sorry that we're on cable. He's like, but this is absolute bull. Like he just lost his fucking mind. So like I'm watching these people scramble around and like, you know, do all this shit. But I mean, these people are like, they're freaking out. Yeah, the siege and like.
Dude, you're watching that shit, fucking hits commercial break. Mike Lindell from My Pillow is just on there like, guys, we got to do fucking something. This is
Please. I need you guys to buy a lot of fucking pillows.
He cuts a live ad right on the fucking spot. He's just like, guys, this shit's gone too far. I need you to call up everybody you know, and we are headed to the White House again. Part 2. This shit will not stand.
Yeah, well, and another
And by the way, if you put in promo code insurrection, get 50% off your next pillow purchase.
Yeah.
This code is only valid for the next 24 hours, so please act today.
Another thing I really liked was when during the news coverage was like when they would show like the little slideshow of pictures, and one of the pictures was like the overview of a toilet and like toilet water, and there was like those documents like sitting at the bottom of the toilet. It's like somebody did like the worst job of flushing the toilet. It's like somebody throwing weed in the toilet and like not flushing it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like it just like sinks to the bottom of the toilet.
Toilets in the White House that Trump is trying to flush documents in. He's like, why won't it go down?
Why won't it go?
I like to think that it was just like a Microsoft Word document that says aliens are real, and he's just like, "Fuck!" Like,
he's like, get rid of it, get rid of it.
The world can't know.
He's like, if they know I stole this out of the fucking White House fucking security system. Is that what it is? Like they think he like just left with a bunch of cool like documents, or was it like a bunch of documents?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean.
Phone records, meetings, like people that were on the calendar and visited the White House.
If it's blackmail, then yeah, that's fucking gay and lame, whatever. But if it's fucking like he had like cool ass like proof of, like I said, like aliens or some like 9/11's an inside job and just had like that on deck. If I was president, I'd probably fucking leave with as much shit like that as I fucking could.
I'm gonna write the book.
Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling the world. Well, it was funny because like him and like everybody on the right are like, well, why didn't they do that? Why didn't they raid Hillary Clinton? It's like she wasn't president. You beat her, okay? Like she is important. I get it. Like she is also a filthy criminal that nobody fucking enjoys. But like it's a little different now, Don.
She had to return shit she stole from the White House too. Did you ever hear about that? She was like stealing like, dude, she stole like fucking couches, like curtain rods and shit from like
her last day. She's like, load all this up.
Dude, they fucking literally, there was like a U-Haul in front of the White House, and she's like, I'm taking some sous vide with me, baby. Like, I'm
like, where the fuck did all those bookcases go? They're like, dude, Hillary took them all. They're like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean Hillary took them all?
Grab the fucking matchbook at the door. Get the fuck out. Got our phone number on it.
They even took the floor mat, like the little rug on the inside of the door. She rolled that up and took it. She threw it right in the back of the U-Haul.
Damn, dude, documents, dude. I bet they had to have been something incriminating because
they better hope they were, because like this is a big oopsie. If
a federal judge signed off on a warrant for a former president, they had good reason to go there.
Also, like Mar-a-Lago is like a fucking country club, so it's like a bunch of federal agents storming a country club is a weird fucking look too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and then the safe thing too. It's like the safe thing. Even with like a normal search warrant, like if they came to your house with a search warrant, you got a lock safe. Like they have to have a search warrant for the safe too. So like the fact that they were able,
is that true
on the premises?
Yeah.
So like wait.
Sorry. Just repeat, because I want to make sure I understand that correctly. If you get a warrant at your house and they find a safe there, they have to go back to the judge and get a warrant for that safe.
It depends on what search warrant. If the search warrant, it sounds like they had a search warrant for any and everything on the premise. So it's like you can get, there's different levels. It's kind of like a restraining order or something like that. Like you can get a probable cause warrant for somebody's house. Doesn't mean that you could, there's like certain parts of the house. Like you can get a warrant for somebody's garage. Doesn't mean you get it for the entire house. You know what I'm saying? Like
opening drawers and like looking at computers is one thing, but like breaking property to get into it is a different thing.
The fact that they just walked in there and said, yeah, we're fucking getting in this.
Yeah, Trump was like, they smashed my safe. Well, yeah, they don't have the fucking code. Like
it was like a Walmart get in, bro. It was one of those Walmart safes, and the code was still 11111. Like he hadn't even like he's like, oh, I would have given you the code.
It was the Spaceball shit, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's good shit. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens to this. I mean, like I said, hopefully they. I mean, like you said, they don't just sign off for this for nothing. But you better hope they find something, because oops, if not,
if he does have to, stand trial, look out, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because I mean that's number one, but Trump's gonna come in at hot number 2, maybe for the trial of the century.
So I'm so glad you said that, and I'm sure we didn't have enough time to get this in the to the show, because it was a very last minute thing. But before we get into our AFC East breakdown this week, you brought up Amber Heard, and I don't know if you guys saw what I just sent in the thing, but like somebody is offering her millions of dollars now to shoot an adult film, and let's fucking go. Let's go.
It.
We're all
No
watching.
shame.
There's no difference between this and every other porno. Some poor girl's getting exploited for money. It's not like it's any different.
They're
from
going,
any
Amber,
other porn.
you're not getting any. Your movie career's over. You owe a lot of money. They're like,
in fact, a lot of porn stars have better reasons to do porn than her. Like she was a dummy, and now she has to like fix a mistake. Like a lot of other girls are like a lot of girls are like doing it to like make up for the fact that they have no skill set and they're hot and like they have bad family life, you know, like she probably has none of that, you know.
Yeah, dude, she just had a big oops. She just fucked with the wrong guy, and now dude, like she lied about the wrong guy.
She went on OnlyFans and found out her feet didn't sell quite nearly as hot as she thought. So now they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to show butthole,
dude. Well, like I said, I hope it happens. I hope she takes it. There isn't word on if she's taking it or not. You know she's going to. I just feel like this is like just like set up like this is softballed. I feel like dude, of course this was going to happen.
Well, you know what's funny is that like what if you did a Pirates of the Caribbean style porno with like Johnny Sins? You know what I mean? Like, fucking like
Jack Sparrow impersonator.
Yeah, dude. Like what if she fucking got dogged up by Jack Sparrow?
An extra $2 million.
But like Jack Sparrow beats her up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like but Jack Sparrow like physically beats her in the thing. It's almost like it's like her fucking disposition basically. It's like her form of blackmail still. They're like she's still doing it. She's still getting it.
She tells the whole story. You're like halfway through. You're like, fuck, man, this movie's good.
This is a lot of really good act. This is
if it's really movie. Good, you don't get halfway there.
You know, the plot actually made
sense. If it's really good, you last 5 minutes.
You go, the plot actually made sense for them to have sex there. Weird.
You're like, wow, this kind of seems like this. I feel like I've heard this story before.
This is really good cum shot continuity. This is cool.
Oh, well.
Title of the episode.
Yeah. So terrible. Well, there went Andrew's there went his reputation right there. So we just ruined him in 12 and a half minutes. So there went the clearance. There went everything that he's been looking for in his life out the window, on the back of an Amber Heard sex tape and a Mar-a-Lago break-in. But let's get to the less cancelable shit. Let's get to the stuff let's get to the stuff that our front office is joining us for. And that is this week, our breakdown, AFC East. We're moving on. We're moving on. That was a dog check, even though we haven't gotten there yet. We will. We're still waiting on some news to trickle in, but today we're going to do some AFC East.
Beast.
It's kind of like the other ones that we've done, where half of it, and the other half
most mediocre division in football.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clear winner in this one. So
I agree. This one might be quick, honestly.
This could be a quick one, and which we also found out that you guys are going to get a double dose one week because our math was wrong, and Jack and I were talking, and 1 week we're going to have to double up on division. So you are going to get a double dose on 1 week. Yes. So we are 1 week off. So you're going to get a double
liberal
dose.
Arts major at work, ladies and gentlemen. Liberal arts major at work.
Yeah, our 6-hour live special of it, and 5.5 of it is just Cleveland Browns. So get ready. But today is the AFC East, which is the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, and the Bills. Which it's still so weird to even like consider the Bills a powerhouse. Like it's so weird that like we're to look at those 4 beautiful pictures behind Jack's beautiful face. It's like the Bills are like who would have thought that we'd be looking at those 4 emblems and thinking the Bills are like the clear front runner of that division. Like the Patriots are obviously still hanging around. They got Bill Belichick. They got some talent there, but it's Josh Allen and the Bills.
Imagine going to like the early 2000s and telling a Bills fan in 10 years, just 15 years, you're going to be so much better than the Patriots. You're not even going to be able to believe it. They wouldn't believe you.
Shut up. They're like, bro, fuck you.
They should do one of those like they should do one of those videos they do for like gay kids where they like have like an adult go into the video and just go, it gets better. It gets better. to the Bills fans.
Just hold on tight. Yeah.
Buffalo Bills are the self-hating gay kid in the high school of the NFL.
They're an anti-suicidal gay PSA of the NFL for sure.
Oh,
Well, they've made it. So
Yeah.
But first, we're gonna start here. We're gonna go south. We're gonna go all the way to the bottom of the division here, and we're gonna start with the New York Jets.
God, I don't want to put it up. It's bad.
Do it.
Did you
The
say-
I
Jets
thought
have
you
got
meant
some
Florida.
Yeah, did you say the
It's
Southern
bad.
Tip and then
Like,
what?
wow.
No, I just meant like
Florida.
south to the bottom of the division is what I meant.
Oh,
Like
I
we're
was
gonna
like,
go to the bottom. No, Miami's not down there. Come on, Miami's at least third. If Miami's gonna be better than the Jets, I would hope. But the Jets have got some young. I
They
mean,
have
look,
young talent.
I've heard Zach Wilson does not look good in in camp.
Facts.
Like I've heard
just
he
right
looks
out the gate
terrible.
talking shit on the fucking MILF hunter, dude.
Well,
Come on.
look, I got to get the bad out of the way
Ugh.
because he's clearly a legend. I mean, like none of this is all just like bouncing off him. He's fucking steel proof at this
What, he
point.
fuck
You know,
your
he's
mom or
bulletproof.
something? Jesus Christ.
I mean, who knows? But you know, he's not looking good, and if that's going to be his highlight. He's going to have. Look, dude, you can't come into camp with that, like riding that high and then look like this shitty in camp. Like you finally got yourself I mean, and they've got some little weapons. Weren't you talking about Corey Davis the other day? Corey Davis is nice. Elijah Moore is a young stud. Breece Hall coming into the league this year.
Garrett Wilson, good draft pick.
Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter.
Yeah. Really, as far as like skill positions go, they're pretty well off, honestly. I would even put their skill positions above like certainly the Patriots. I think they definitely probably pound for pound they're probably better than the Finns, and they rival the Bills. When you look down this list,
baby.
like
look at you. Look, who are you?
CJ Uzama is a legit tight end.
They have two legit tight ends.
Tyler Conklin, thank you. That's a great call out. And this is the issue. They have a pretty decent offensive line. I was surprised to know when I did a little deep dive on the Jets this week. They're actually top 15 offensive line rankings in the league, believe it or not. Zach Wilson still sucks. That's the problem.
They got really good skill positions, man.
They do. They're young everywhere except for Corey Davis, really. He's the only
Young
veteran.
Not
Everybody who
polished.
touches the ball for the Jets this season actually has speed or skill. So that's a vast improvement from where they were 3 years ago. And Saleh, he's a good coach. Robert Saleh. He's a fucking that dude looks like he could just go out tomorrow and just play. Like he's fucking
little player coach action.
He's like roid raging on the side. He's like an East Coast version of Sean McVay.
Yeah,
he's just like a
definitely
bro.
see it.
Just fucking wearing a cool visor, just obviously in the middle of a roid cycle. But no, I think the Jets are going to be fucking definitely better than they were last year for sure.
I was going to say the next words out of your mouth right there were meant everything. You're like, I think they're going to be.
What was the record last year? Like 2 wins?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
Here, I'll tell you right now. They were last year. They were 4-13, so they were the bottom of the division last year. So yeah, so they were 4-13. I'm telling you right now, they don't win more than 6 games.
Wow, man.
6 is good.
There's not a chance. Look, I think we're hyped. Look, the words "their skill positions rival the Buffalo Bills" just came out of mouths on this podcast. That is not true. Okay,
on paper,
maybe Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore, fucking Corey Davis, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I mean, come on, both of those
running backs there.
Barrios.
It's a complete picture here that I was going for.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, sure, I would take Breece Hall, Michael Carter over. I mean, I don't know. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert is actually pretty good if Raheem Mostert can stay in one piece for more than a game and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
And then who else? Buffalo, Devin Singletary, Stewart's boy James Cook. I think that I get what we're saying here. I agree that they are pretty good on paper at every position, but I don't think that I think that everyone in this division got better, including the Jets, the Jets. But I don't know if they've got any good enough to take. I mean, like Miami was on fire at the end of last year. Like, let's not forget how. I mean, they were like unbeatable. Didn't they not lose? Didn't they win their last 5 games?
They went out. I know didn't they start 0-8 or 0-7?
Are you guys high?
Wait, I'm pretty sure that
at the end of the season they lost the Titans like 34-3, and I think they lost like one at least the next game or the week after. I know
they were 9-8. I know they were 9-8.
Their last 5 of the season last year, they were 4-1.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. So
maybe I'm
research, Jack.
am.
So anyway, they were on fire to end last year before they took out their starters and got their ass fisted by the Tennessee Titans. But I think that everybody in this division got better but I think the Jets are still a little, a lot of their skill positions are question marks still. Like we know Elijah Moore's a savage. Corey Davis is history will tell you is a very good receiver, but what has he been doing?
He's a journeyman.
Garrett Wilson, obviously question mark. CJ Uzama has had up and down years.
No doubt.
Breece Hall is not a proven commodity.
Breece Hall is probably going to be gross. We know Michael Carter's good, but like it's just one of those things where Zach Wilson, you said, sucks, and then if he goes down, look who we're looking at, Joe Flacco. So it's just one of those things where I think that they're one injury away from from this falling apart.
They lost a big piece of that offensive line. Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton.
Yeah. That's going to be really hard for Zach Wilson, and it's going to be very hard for Breece Hall.
Big.
Zach Wilson's having a bad camp when the best video that came out was him catching a fucking ball one-handed. Did you see that fucking clip,
dude?
It's like you're having a bad camp when the one clip that's come out on you is not even any bit of what you're
not
even
you
doing
playing
on
a
the football
position.
field.
It's him fucking warming up on the sidelines, catching a pass from Breece Hall. You have Sailor or somebody threw him a pass. But I don't think I think they will get more than 4 wins. Do we have? Let's pull. So what is their defense looking like? Let's scroll down to their defense a little bit.
That was the other half of the issue. First half of the issue is Zach Wilson and their quarterback situation. The second half
is the entire
their defense. They're going to be last in the division. That's I'm with you, Nick.
They've got some
Sauce
young.
Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. I love me some Sauce. But he's young. Quincy Williams. All right. I like CJ Mosley. But they're not very good. I mean,
they have a rough line. They don't really have any big guys on the line there.
Just Quinn Williams.
And
bless you. Thank you.
It's
thank you.
Dude, my man. Sorry,
Quinn Williams. He's a stud. He really is.
Well, let's scroll through their whole. Oh, is that Greg the Leg down there kicking for them now?
You better believe it.
Sure is. Wow.
How
the mighty have fallen.
Maybe they win. Maybe they will win 10 games
by 3.
They'll be kicking 6 field goals a game.
Dude, they just get to the 50 and just send Greg out there. They're like, nope, get out here, Zach, get out.
I think anything more than 4 is a win.
First down.
He'll miss inside the 30, but if you want to hit it harder, he'll hit it.
I think anything more than 4 is a win here.
Yeah. So let's scroll through the let's go through the sketty.
Yeah.
I think
I guess it is gonna be hard. I guess it's gonna be hard for them to get wins in the division as well.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting 0-3.
Yep. Maybe Pittsburgh.
They're gonna fall to Pittsburgh.
They might fall to Pittsburgh. I don't know.
That's going to be a...
Bro, I have been hearing some awful things they don't even know who's going to play. Like, they're literally just coin flipping for quarterback at this point.
Yeah, but they're going to get eaten alive by the defense.
But how the fuck do they get fucked by having to play the entire AFC North in 4 straight weeks to start the season?
Dude, they literally play
that's a bad roll.
How the fuck is that even real?
And they're in the AFC East. How is that possible?
What's before their bye week? What is the most winnable game?
Shit.
They almost did it in alphabetical order too. Fuck, it was so
Bro,
close.
They literally.
This
is one of those things where they forgot to shuffle the cards. Yeah, they literally didn't shuffle the cards at all. They just said, just give them the NFL straight through alphabetically.
I take it back. They're not going to win 5 games.
I'm thinking the same thing, Stu. The only winnable game before the bye is Pittsburgh.
Now, the most winnable game before their bye week is Denver, and they have a decent team.
Denver. I was going to say
Denver. I think Pittsburgh.
I was going to say Pittsburgh, maybe Miami.
Pittsburgh or Denver, but
I think Kenny Pickett will be throwing rough. I think
Denver's going to be
Pittsburgh's quarterback by then, and then I think Miami. I don't think they're going to be.
There is not a single surefire win on that schedule.
Denver's going to raw dog them.
Detroit that's
I
going to be an
agree.
uphill battle.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you. The second half looks a little bit
Mile
nicer.
high,
You got
too.
Chicago, you got Detroit, you got Jacksonville.
Dude, Denver's
Yeah.
in Mile High too, baby. That's an uphill climb.
Gosh, 4 wins.
Daddy-o.
That's tough to find here.
Bears
Actually, they
Bears
might
at
be doing
home,
the
they
same
have a
thing.
chance.
You know what? Let's 4 wins.
Yeah.
4 wins. We're not going.
4.
I said 6.
Wow.
Not a fucking chance.
Yeah, dude. Where do you even find 6? You'd have to have a crazy upset.
Dude, you like
All
the
right. Well,
Bears?
on paper they kind of rival New England and Buffalo, and
Skill position. That was a selected comment.
I'm just fucking with you. Dude.
I know.
Dude,
I feel the
Thursday-
need to defend myself because it came out and I was like, hold on. I need to really tailor that one down a little bit.
Bro, I was sniffing that out the
Yeah.
moment it came out of your mouth. I was fucking eyes all over that baby.
Look, we just want some clickbait stuff. Let's,
Yeah,
grow
we
the
gotta
numbers.
have. Yeah, well, I mean, 2 weeks ago we had fucking
My hot take
is Aaron Donald. We had one last week. I'm pretty sure it was.
Stu had one.
Stu had one about somebody getting Jacksonville's wins. Yeah, I think he picked up Jacksonville's wins, and then this week it's
Didn't Stu call Jacksonville a 9-win team?
I think I said 8.
Yeah, 8-win team. So, and then this week it's this
We'll
one's
see.
not kind of Andrew's kind of backed off this hot take.
Yeah,
a little
he's
bit.
just
Andrew kind of
Brake, switch from the pedal to the brake.
Yeah, we're down.
Look at this schedule. How do you finish 4 and 12, 4 and 13, and get this schedule?
I'm with Jack though. How the fuck do you play the whole division, that whole division through?
I got a question. Who the fuck's going to watch the Thursday night game between the Jets and the Jaguars?
Dude,
No.
That's a good point.
The NFL
Is that really
notorious for
$18 ticket.
Dude, that's the week of Christmas. Holy crap. They put that on there?
That's rough.
Guys.
The NFL is known
My
for
great grandmother
doing that
died on
shit.
December 22nd, and that game will be the saddest thing that happened on that day. Mark my way.
I would rather reattend my great grandmother's funeral than sit in front of a TV and watch that game.
And watch the Prime Video streaming cast.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Not only that, you have to go find the game. It's not like one of those games where like you just throw it on 2 because it's on and you're like, fuck it, it's football. You're like,
Right.
you actively are like, it's an inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be like, damn, I really have to watch this game or want to watch this game.
That was the only game the fucking networks probably gave away. That's probably how Prime got the fucking deal. They're like, do you want to have this fucking Jets versus Jacksonville game? And all the networks were like, fuck no, dude. So he goes, we'd be going up head to head with Survivor. We'd be fucking blown out. Like,
Yeah.
The
Season
the
40.
NFL is notorious for always having a fucking stinker game like this. Like they'll do it every it used to be forever. It was perennial. It was Titans, Jaguars, Color Rush, Thursday night football. You get a fucking
Sometimes a Colts
a
game.
12-9 game, and you'd be fucking just afterwards just absolutely 10 IQ points lower and fucking on the brink of depression. Like
That will be
those
us.
games were sad.
December 22nd.
Yeah, dude, that's depressing. Yeah. So all right. So 6. All right, so not
Sorry,
not
New
6
York.
wins. Yeah, sorry, New York.
Wins.
We're going.
Sorry, New York.
We're going
Back to 4.
4 wins. 4 wins.
And really 4, like they could be less. Like
Dude,
if you look
that
at the
could be less.
schedule.
So I think we all 4 agree that the Jets are easily finishing last in this division.
Absolutely.
Soleil could probably coach them to 5 wins if they're lucky.
Okay.
If they're
we'll
lucky.
we'll give them 4 or 5 wins if they're lucky. The next team we're doing, what do we got? Dolphins next? We doing Miami next?
Yeah.
Okay. So with
Welcome to
Miami,
Miami.
this is another team that, again, they've gotten better. Tua, the throw that came out of camp at the beginning or whatever that little video was when Tyreek Hill goes there, the underthrow, he got shit on forever. But I'm seeing a lot of good things out of Tua coming out of camp. Like he looks good.
That 60-yard connection though, it was pretty. But you could tell that was all Tua had right there. It had to go another yard north.
Dude, you're only getting 1 or 2 of those a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying he's gonna complete it, but he is going to attempt it 1 or 2 times a game. Like you're gonna get 1 or 2 of those, and Tyreek's gonna be there. Yeah, but I still don't think he's a world beater, but he looks accurate. And like I'm seeing, he hit a few throws on the sidelines that looked pretty good, but
Teddy
We're
threw
talking
him as
about
well.
throws on the fucking sideline, dude.
No,
Come
I'm talking about
on.
sideline.
Hey,
throw.
outs are
I'm
important.
not talking about him standing on the sideline throwing it. I'm
Okay.
talking about
Okay.
receivers running along the
Yeah.
side. Come
Like,
on,
like
man.
an out route.
Come
Yeah.
on.
An out,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Tua looked so good playing pass
All
with the
outs.
trainer.
Dude,
Yeah.
he was hitting
fucking
Teddy
on the
Bridgewater in the
sideline that
chest
I am
with
just
those balls.
convinced. I am convinced. But no, dude, they've got and look, they've got 500 running backs again. All 4 of those are startable. Like Myles Gaskin is obviously the least attractive one on this thing, but Sony Michel looked really good last year for the Rams when Darrell Henderson went out after Cam Akers was already out. Sony Michel was better than Darrell Henderson for most weeks in that he was an RB1 or RB2 in fantasy every week. Raheem Mostert, like I said, I mean, the guy, when he's healthy, he's never healthy, but when he is healthy, he is a stud. Like,
Yeah.
he's always a stud. He's a dog.
Had some good games there in San Fran.
And then he blows a fucking knee out. It just never fails. But he always has like some monster preseason game, some monster regular season game, and you're like, holy shit. Let's not forget he was a Brown at one point, and it still kills me. I just, I mean, obviously that
Good memory.
ship sailed. But but then Chase Edmonds looked really good last year in Arizona. He was the kind of the 1-2 punch with James Conner, but James Conner was obviously a lot better, and they've kind of chosen to go with him. But
Chase definitely he deserves a spot.
Yeah, Chase Edmonds looks good, and then what a 1-2 punch at receiver. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle was already good last year. He was great. He looked a lot of promise. But he's got wheels. He's known for his speed. Now you got 2 guys that can just straight up burn down the field.
And Mohamed Sanu.
And we talked about this last week. Mohamed Sanu's got a do-rag on pregame. Watch out.
Perfect quarterback rating, I think, and up in as well.
Yeah, the roster kind of doesn't make sense. You just said, you have 2 burners on the outs, and you have Tua and Teddy throwing the ball. Not known for their deep ball accuracy necessarily, and deep ball attempts. Much more accuracy. Yeah, it definitely works. They definitely got better. The wide receiver core is phenomenal, obviously. And Cedric Wilson as a third is nice.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that would love to have that.
Absolutely. That tray right there
and you saw like a lot of what Tyreek Hill does. I mean, I think Jalen Waddle will probably, in my opinion, be more of the deep threat guy. Tyreek Hill, to me, you saw it a lot. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has got a rifle, but you saw a lot of those quick slants with Tyreek Hill because he beat you off the line, and then who's going to catch him cutting across the field? No one. So it's
like
one of those things.
Stop and go.
It's a stop and go. He's one of those guys that can run one of those under routes for Tua, hit him cutting across the field real quick, a quick throw, and then that's all yak, after that. And that is, if I was calling plays for the Miami Dolphins and I don't know shit, that's at least, just by watching football, that would be probably the most effective way to do it. Cause like you said, we know Tua is not going to be throwing the ball 60 yards downfield all game. He's not hitting bombs. He might hit a home run here and there, but
why you have Mike Gesicki running the under.
And that's why you got Mike Gesicki. Right, because we know that he's accurate. We know that Tua is accurate. I'm pretty sure there's that stat. He's like the most accurate fucking quarterback. Like he's got like there's some crazy stat like within 10 yards. But again, it's within 10 yards. So,
I mean, last year their offensive line played so bad that Tua he had no choice but to feed Jalen Waddle out that quick throw to the sideline and have him try to be a playmaker. I think, you shore up things with Teron Armstead. That's a huge signing. I mean, that's
huge signing.
You're talking about one of the best left tackles in the game, a guy who obviously, Saints fan, have watched a lot of Teron Armstead. He's also a Cahokia, Illinois boy. So East St. Louis, East St. Louis guy. So, but yeah, I mean, their line looks like it's going to be a little bit better this year. So maybe Tua gets a little bit more time to air out the ball. I think Tua's got one of the ugliest spirals in the entire NFL. I think he, I just don't think he's a really great quarterback.
Spirals don't mean shit.
Yeah, I know it doesn't mean shit. I still know what a good football looks like, and he sometimes throws it like 10 yards short, and it's fluttering in the fucking wind like a fucking paper bag.
Yeah, Kurt Warner went to the Hall of Fame. He never threw a spiral.
Okay, but he's no fucking Kurt Warner either. So let's just say that
he does have a Isaac Bruce and a fucking Torrey Holt though.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also
You know how I
2
feel
years.
about Tua.
Tua is probably 3 years away from bagging groceries too. So
He's
Yeah.
going to the grocery store.
Well, he keeps needing on the field that it is going to be his job. So,
Dude,
I had to get it in there.
oh my god, I
Yeah,
freaking
dude,
love that.
kneeling on the
I
field,
forget
dude.
about it every time.
I will continue to remind you. Anytime I hear Tua, that is the first thing that pops in my mind.
I
He
don't
could
think
lead the stats in the NFL this year, and still, you mentioned Tua, and that's the first thing I would think about.
I think you need to give everybody who's listening the condensed version of why you hate Tua
Oh,
and the
gosh.
kneeling on the field, and it's not for the reason our audience may think. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
this has been brought. This has been brought up.
nothing to do.
This has been brought up before, and
Yeah.
and this is why I'm laughing so hard. 'Cause it's the
Kneeling
funniest
during the
thing I've-
pregame is 100% acceptable and approved by the show. But kneeling after the game, because you are so caught up in the moment of your first NFL performance, is a bad look. On the field. I mean, literally, he kneed. If I'm not mistaken, he took a knee, and he stood up and kind of handed the ball to the ref, and he just literally got back down on a knee again, right after the game. And that's just you were just, oh man, that's just, you can't do that. I'm sorry. You're an NFL quarterback.
I don't get it, but I love how much
Act
it
like
means
you've
to
been.
you.
Act like you've been there. Damn it.
Exactly, dude. Act like you've been there. You were drafted, in the first round of the NFL draft. Act like you belong there. Act like you knew what had happened and that this moment is not too big for you.
Pissed.
Because that's what that tells me.
Let the
It
kid
does.
geek out. Did
He
you
was
see
so
him meet Dan Marino?
I did.
Gosh.
Yeah.
He
No.
met Dan Marino at the charity golf tournament or some shit, and he was just like, "There's Dan Marino." You're like, "All right, dude, calm
fangirling.
the fuck
Look,
down."
Here we have been doing hot takes for 3 weeks now. My hot take of the 3 weeks so far, or my hottest take of the 3 weeks, I think Tua is going to have a better year than Mac Jones. So I don't know how big of a hot take that really is, because I think Mac Jones isn't that good either. But I think Tua is going to have a better year than Mac Jones.
Numbers wise, you mean?
Numbers wise, yeah, I do.
Because
I think he's
of the
gonna. I
talents
think.
around
Yeah, I
him?
think. Yeah,
Okay.
I do. I think he's
Yeah.
got a better team around him.
Agreed. It's certainly at the skill positions. I mean, the Patriots could use anybody.
Yeah, I would 100% take. I don't know. I mean, I think I would take this roster over New England's. I mean, maybe not the defense, obviously, but
Yeah, we'll get there.
because I'm not super hot on. Well, yeah, let's go down to the Dolphins defense. I'm not really super hot on the Dolphins defense, but I mean, I know they've got Emmanuel Ogbah, they've got Xavier Howard. They've got a nice secondary. Yeah, Byron Jones.
Well, and if Raekwon Davis lives up to potential, that would be really good for them.
Emmanuel
But yeah,
Can you imagine if they
it's
still had
Emmanuel
fucking?
Ogbah.
Can you imagine if they still had fucking Minka Fitzpatrick on this team? How much better their defense would be?
Yeah, that'd be
seriously
pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, so I mean, they're definitely they're kind of struggling on the side, definitely on the front half of the defense. But yeah, offensively, I mean, I think that if you were talking about teams that rival the Bills as far as positions on the offense, obviously Josh Allen and Tua, no comparison, but
everything else,
I would say Tyreek Hill and Gabe Davis are a lot closer, or Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are a lot. I'd actually take those two over Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. I mean, I would take Diggs over probably all of them, but maybe. I mean, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, no, I'd take Diggs. I think,
but I would take Jalen Waddle over Gabe Davis. So I think that I do think that that's a better 1-2 punch than and I would take a healthy Chase Edmonds and a healthy Raheem Mostert. I'd take either one of those over Devin Singletary. Now, I don't know if James Cook, I think, has a lot of promise, and I think he has a chance to be the best running back that we've talked, out of any of these ones we're talking about. But this is a team that I think is, if Tua was a better quarterback and they had a little bit more direction, and their front office, and I mean, everything in the front office is just such a clusterfuck in Miami.
And they have a pencil neck geek first year coach. And
hey, I did like did you see the Yeezys thing where he found out it was Yeezy Day while he was in the middle of he was in the middle of talking after camp, and they're like, "Did you get your Yeezys?" He's like, "Is today Yeezy Day?" He's like, "Yeah, today's Yeezy Day." He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Man, no." He's like, I didn't know it was today. You could tell, and there was one of those where you could see he was visibly upset that he didn't so it's kind of cool to have a
That's
young.
cool.
That's the kind of guy I think that would get players to play for him. Honestly, I mean, I think Brian Flores is an amazing head coach who just got the fucking raw dogged by the league, and I wish he was going to be successful in this lawsuit. He's not. I mean, he just kind of got fucked as it is, the whole no tanking thing, and Roger doubled down on it today at the owners' meetings, saying that there was clearly no.
Sure, Roger.
Yeah, zero tanking.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to also mention the other storyline. I think probably the biggest storyline of Dolphins camp, which was that they got caught tampering with Tom Brady and Sean Payton, and they lost their first round draft pick for next year. So
They still have another one.
Which, if you wanted to get into like I guess not conspiracies, but I think there's a lot of reasons why they.
Oh,
I mean,
who does Roger Goodell hate more than Tom Brady and Sean Payton?
Yeah,
anybody?
And that's what I'm saying. And not only that,
he hates the Saints. Hates Tom Brady.
Deshaun Watson's thing's coming down, and what was his argument in the entire thing was how the owners have never gotten in trouble for anything, and then in the middle of it, the very first thing that comes up, he gets 6 games. The guy got 6. Their owner gets suspended 6 games, and now it's one of those. We'll see. Here we are. We're taking actions against the owners. I think that's something that has to play a part of it, and I think that this also is them taking away from Brian Flores, because what doesn't get any attention here is what I just said before this is they basically shit on Brian Flores and said everything he said was just false. The whole him being paid to tank or asked to tank and all that stuff, but we did find out. So what happened here is that like they, while looking into Brian Flores's, tanking, whatever, his whatever instigations, they find out that this is how they find the tampering. So like basically while they're digging into this, they find that Miami is doing this. So to me, it's kind of like a backhanded way of saying like, sure, we still fucked the Miami Dolphins, but we didn't. Tampering is one thing, but if you find out that somebody you find out tanking, you actually like, I don't know, like in the rules, if you find out that you're tanking, there's like grounds to like give up your team. They will there's grounds to make you give up your team. So like the fact that they were found guilty on tampering and not tanking is just a fucking slap on the wrist. 6 games compared to giving up your team in your position.
Everything else, exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more shady shit from the NFL, in my opinion.
And
the first round draft pick hurts, though. They
still have another one.
That.
Wasn't it just last year?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we still got one.
Wasn't it just last year when there was a game between the Raiders and it was 2 years ago, I guess it was Raiders and Jets, and fucking that game was going down to like the last second, and the fucking Jets just let the Raiders throw 2 bombs on them in the end zone and didn't even guard the guy because they wanted to lose the fucking game. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and
that shit fucking happens all the time still. So nobody's getting in trouble with that shit.
Indianapolis Colts suck for luck, dude. We all know it. There's no reason why a team should start Curtis Painter, but they did.
True.
It's amazing though that they, when they looked into the Browns for doing it, like they actually, like it was funny that when they wrote up, because obviously they were never going to find the Browns guilty for tanking, but I thought it was funny that they basically like wrote it up as like, no, we know that Hugh Jackson's just a shit coach. Like we looked into this and like, no, we're pretty sure Hugh Jackson just doesn't know.
Wouldn't you be insulted if they just didn't even do an investigation? Like they're just
like Hugh.
No, it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
Incompetent.
Come on, Hugh. Like
they'll figure it out.
All we did was watch one episode of Hard Knocks from that season, and we have determined that Jackson.
Yeah, we knew we were fucked after episode 1. But anyway, so back to the Dolphins. Let's go to let's go through their schedule. Yeah, let's go through the schedule.
The schedule.
Yeah. Last year they're 9-8. Keep that in mind.
9-8 last year.
Okay.
And like you said, end of the year 4-1. So they're coming in.
The last 2 seasons, by the way, the last 2 seasons, the Dolphins have been 1 win away from a playoff berth. Keep that in mind. If they get better, that's a wild card.
I agree. I think that this team can be okay. So New England, I think they could. That's a home game against New England. So I think they could. We can see, you can give them a win or a loss. I'm going to give them a win there because I'm going to give them a loss in week 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm going to say they're 1-3 going into that Jets game.
I got 5 and 6 before the bye. 5 or 6 wins. New England's definitely one of them. I think New
York.
I felt like Pittsburgh. Detroit and Chicago were locks, and Pittsburgh was a lock, and I felt like Minnesota was a maybe.
So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 wins
6.
for the bye.
Dude,
Yeah.
They have to finish the season with a fucking
Yeah, now that's rough. So
San
I think
Fran, LA,
6 wins.
Buffalo, Green Bay. Jeez.
I think they get 6 wins after the bye. They come out and
At
they
New
beat
England.
Houston.
Mhm.
They lose San Fran, lose Los Angeles, lose Buffalo, lose Green Bay,
Lose New
more
England.
than likely lose in New England. They're not going to sweep New England, and then they probably beat the Jets. I don't know. The Jets could even win one of those two. So the
Dude,
schedule is kind of rough. That's a rough
just look at-
schedule.
Just look at
Yeah.
that December alone. Those 4 weeks are going to fucking kill their entire season. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
that could
going
tank
to
them.
play at San Francisco. You're going to play at the Chargers. You're going to go play
They're
up in
all
Buffalo
away games.
for their
Jesus
for
Christ.
those fucking crazy ass fans. No, finally, God, we finally get to go home. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to come here on Christmas
Yeah.
Day and ruin your fucking holiday.
What if they surprise San Fran?
I was trying to think
Yeah,
about
I
what the
mean-
game to lose here is, and I picked San Fran probably. I think I'm with you on that, Stu.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if
Trey
they were to
Lance
beat,
is half as good as he could be, then I think San Fran's fine in that game.
Any
Not
given
9
Sunday,
wins
right?
and repeating last year. It's rough. They could
So-
do it. They could do it.
I think eight wins is the most I see on a best case scenario. I think 8 wins is best case scenario for them.
Yeah, I think if they hit the same record, 9-8 again, I think that's you've chucked that as a
would-
W.
Yeah, I don't think they do. I think they
with you.
probably get. I would say more, maybe 7 and would it be 7 and 9? Is that what it would be?
7-10, right?
7
So-
and 10.
So they're like, I think in the last, what is it, like 2 seasons or 3 seasons? I think they're like 5-0 in their last 5 games against the Patriots or something like that. So long as they can play the division well, like if they could win both their games versus the Jets and both their games versus the Patriots somehow, then I think them finding another 4 wins, like you guys said, is pretty easy. So maybe they do finish with the same record as they do last year. I just don't see. I cannot envision a scenario where they drastically improve on last season.
And that's a failure, right? If you go the same as last year and you brought in Teron Armstead,
it's a failure, and I think I mean, the coaching is not on the hot seat yet, but I think Tua would definitely. I mean, Tua is of all
Well, he
the
hasn't even
quarterbacks-
started.
If he's
Well,
if
he
he
can't-
of
he
all
can't be
the
on a hot
3rd-year
seat if he
quarterbacks,
hasn't.
of all the 3rd-year quarterbacks, he's definitely the worst.
Considering all the
class.
pieces that have been brought in for Tua, anything less than a wild card is a failure. But they played really good the second half of the season last year, and they beat some good teams.
Yeah, and I think them having a new coach is going to factor into this. I don't think the hot seat thing. I mean, he hasn't even started. He can't be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
And 2, I think that's going to factor in. I think that this is a figure. I don't think this year is looked at as this team's just going to come in and sure they want to be competitive, but Tyreek Hill's in her contract. Like this is not. Tua is a young guy. You know, Jalen Waddle's not going anywhere. These guys, this is not they have to win this year. Roster. I think that if this guy comes in there and leads them to a 9-8 year or an 8-9 win year, sure, it's not. I don't know if it's a straight up loss. I really don't, because I think that if they look like that but they look promising and like they look like this new system, it all depends on what they look like under this new coach. I mean, you can't just say they can't go the Browns route and just say 7 weeks in, oh, this new head coach doesn't look like a world beater. This team hasn't learned a brand new system. Tua's only been in the league 3 years and he's had 2 or 3 systems already. So it's you got to give them. They're a young team, and I do think that. This team is built more for the next couple of years than they are just this year, in my opinion.
think they need a buffer, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think they win more than 8 games. So we'll see. So moving on, we are going to who do we got? We're going to go. Well, obviously we're going to do Buffalo next. So let's go up to Foxborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Foxborough. Let's go up to New England. Let's go to the belly world.
It's a rough.
Look at all them cues. Look at them
That's
red
a quarterback
cues.
room for the ages right there.
Yeah, dude. Outside of their offensive line, like what position do you actually like on the offense?
Running back.
Running back. Yep.
And
Damian Harris is a stud. Ramondre Stevens is a stud.
Kendrick Bourne's all
Even
right.
even the rookie is Pierce Strong. He's looking really good in camp too for New England. So their running back, I think that's gonna be. And if James White can be healthy, I mean their running back room is.
What is
pretty
going
darn
on
good.
with him? So what is his injury?
I don't
I know
know.
you're a James White guy. I mean, I know you.
I'm on James White stan. I just haven't owned him in a while in any leagues because
Dude, there was like a
he's
4-year
getting older.
stretch where you just hated him.
Why wouldn't he? He's a fucking PPR destroyer, and you could pick him up back then, like in the 9th round, because nobody liked him.
What a stud.
Yeah.
No, I think they look. I think that New England is. I mean, I said earlier that I think the Dolphins probably have a better offense, which I still stand by, but. I do think the receivers are nice. I mean, Andrew, we can't sit here and shit on Devontae Parker. I mean,
No.
we have been Devontae Parker guys for
That's my man, dude.
4 or 5 years.
You already know.
So I love Devontae Parker. Kendrick Bourne is nice. Jacoby Myers is a stud. He just can't score. I mean, I don't understand what his fucking problem is, but he just can't score.
I think they have the best tight ends in this division for sure.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I mean, Jonnu Smith is a run or a blocking machine, and he is physical, and he can play tight end. He would be a starting tight. He'd be a starting tight end on most teams. Let's just put it that way. So,
yeah. What were you gonna say, Stuart?
In regards to James White, he had suffered a hip subluxation, which is like a severe dislocation.
Dude, and a rough
common in
years
German
for him,
shepherds.
Dude, like his parents died like before that, both of them, or did his mom not end up dying? I remember like both of his parents ended up dying from like carbon monoxide or something. Like,
oh, that's awful.
Fucking cool because he missed games for it. I remember him missing games for it.
I remember that too. I remember selfishly thinking, when's this guy going to come back?
I'm pretty sure his mom ended up surviving though, actually. But
I hope so.
But they've also got a couple weeks ago we talked about how the Saints I think it was the Saints who have just the name Hall of Fame, but Lil Jordan Humphrey needs to be inducted into that because Lil Jordan is one of my favorite
dude. Saints legend, baby.
Dude, Lil Jordan Humphrey, love it. But yeah, I think they got a nice maybe not a nice O-line. Is their O-line nice? I don't know shit about O-line.
Trent Brown.
Yeah.
Well, I know Trent Brown. I know that, but I don't know
Strange,
there's
a out of nowhere draft pick.
I don't know David Andrews, and I don't know Isaiah Wynn. I know Cole Strange and Trent Brown.
They're projected to be a top 10 offensive line this year, so I think they're 7 when I looked.
Okay.
They're pretty, and they have a big running attack. Now, is Josh McDaniels is gone, right?
He's the head coach of the Raiders now.
Right.
Yes.
So they're going to have a new play caller.
Didn't they bring back, what's his face? Didn't they bring back Patricia?
Yes, they did.
That's what I was trying to think
of.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure I just read, because I only know that because I read that there were rookies or like there were people struggling in camp, and they were saying that like there were like rumors that like they were just saying like how different it was now that like McDaniels was gone, and like now you've got Matt Patricia back, who's like screaming and yelling at you, who people probably never respected much anyway. But then now that you've seen that he went out in the NFL and can't do fuck all on his own,
awful coach.
Luckily, he's not the OC or DC.
Dude,
so
when is he gonna?
There,
he is a senior.
It's just made up.
So is he calling the plays?
No, he's a senior football advisor,
clipboard manager.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll probably be in the booth.
Dude,
right. Yeah, for sure. He's like sitting like the second row of seats. He's got like he's like spit and chewing like one of those like a plastic cup, that guy.
Dude,
he's not even watching the game.
I'm just waiting for the day that Bill Belichick hands the reins over to Steve Belichick so we can get those fucking sideline picks with him.
Dude, the fucking wild tongue.
Eating ghost pussy on the fucking sideline. Just
dude, that is honestly one of the filthiest fucking things I have ever seen. Like that mullet, and like I think it was raining, dude. That was one of the foulest things I'd ever seen. And like
that's like one of those things I can't get out of my brain. Like I if I say the name Steve Belichick, I'm instantly transported in front of my TV watching that. You know what I mean?
Like that every time he walks in, Bill looks at him, and even though he's like he obviously has done somewhat right, where he knows what he's doing, but like Bill's disappointed. Like Bill's like he's got the mullet. He comes walking, and he stinks. He hadn't showered in a few days. He's fucking barking like one of the boys. He's just like, fuck.
I bet like Steve used to come home back in the day. His dad's like sitting there in the fucking den watching like a 1943 Army versus Navy game, looking at some crazy run schemes that he wants to implement. And Steve just comes in reeking of weed with a skateboard over his shoulder. He's like, "Sup, Pop?" And he's like, fucking hate this kid. And the only thing he could do to get his dad's love and affection was to just get balls deep into football, even though
and it wasn't even that.
He doesn't even look like he ever has touched a football. He's
one day Bill's wife just said, "Bill, Steve, take Steve with you. Steve wants to go to work with you.
Steve has asked you to play catch every day for the last 3 years, Bill." He's like, "Really? When?" He's like, "You would never know. You've been so deep in your playbook."
And he's
You're
like,
never
"All
home,
right, Steve, get in the car." And then fucking that was the start of it. And here we are. Now we've got fucking him tongue fucking air on the sideline, and it really is one of the nastiest things in football. So defense wise for the New England Patriots,
this is sad.
Well, they've still got Devin and Kyle Duggar.
They got Mac
Matthew
Wilson.
Judon.
Mac Wilson's cool.
Yeah,
Matt
Judon's
Judon's
nice.
too. He didn't like mac and cheese though, so that kind of fucks everything up.
Yeah.
But Jalen Mills, I keep seeing them hype Jalen Mills is a fucking Eagle forever. Like he's not that good.
Am I mistaken? Wasn't Jabril Peppers a really good player for a while? Why is he on the second string?
Jabril Peppers. Wow. Well, he was a Brown, right? Yeah, he was a Brown.
Yeah. He's older, if I'm not mistaken.
What the glaring issue here is that they don't have like a clear cut like elite corner like they always used to. They don't have a Ty Law. They don't have a Asante Samuel. They don't have a Stephon Gilmore. They don't have
Malcolm Butler is the...
They don't have any of that shit.
Well, did Malcolm Butler, did he leave and come back? Or did he? Because no,
I was just about to say the Super Bowl fucking MVP.
Super Bowl
he left, but where did he go?
He went to Tennessee. He played in Tennessee for a little bit,
Titan,
and then
right.
I think last year he wasn't on the Titans last year. I think he may have played.
He might have been a Dolphin
for a Raven, maybe. I don't know.
Could have been a Raven too.
He might have had it there.
I know Marcus Peters was a Raven. I think he might have been a Dolphin. Because I feel like they always pick up people like that, and then they never work out. But yeah, I remember him winning Super Bowl MVP, and then he didn't play there after that.
I mean, he didn't really win the MVP, but Brady gave him his MVP. But
right,
yeah, he was a Titan, and then he worked out with the Cardinals, and now he's back with the Patriots.
Okay, but yeah, so
did you have that he didn't play since 2020?
Yeah,
he
tried to come back last year, it didn't work out.
Gotcha.
So they got Mac Wilson, who's a nice little linebacker. Josh Uche is not bad, but
Kyle Duggar, he's a stud as a
Kyle Duggar. I like Kyle Duggar a lot.
And
I mean, like I said, their secondary is nice. I mean, Devin McCourty's getting a little old. I think his brother just retired.
Oh, did he?
Brown, Jason. Yeah, he's a former Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see they got the Ghostbuster as second right defensive end?
Bill Murray. Oh, baby.
Motherfucker himself, Bill Murray.
Look at him, dude. Is that what he's doing nowadays?
He's all over the place, man.
Dude, Nick Folk still has a fucking job.
Oh, yeah, baby. Nick Folk ain't going nowhere. Yeah. He's got gray hair, baby.
This defense will probably pull it together, right? That's what I think.
Yeah. So let's scroll through the old sketty. Let's go through the...
I like that, sketty.
A little Paschetti. Okay, so we already talked about the Miami game. They're gonna win and lose. Probably win one, lose.
This is a good schedule.
Who are we talking about here? Okay, so Miami.
What was their record last year?
Okay, so last year they were
10-7.
Yeah, 10-7.
10-7. I think
3-3 in the division.
I think I got 5 or 6 before the bye.
They could totally.
Okay, so the one thing I'm looking at is if you can scroll down a little bit, let's look at these December and January games because Mac Jones obviously can't play for dick in the fucking cold.
Yeah, no, that's all I ever go back to is like if you need to know one thing about it, it's that game in the cold. Like zero.
Mac Jones has got a possible cold game in Buffalo on December 1, but other than that, he's in Arizona and Las Vegas. Obviously, like somebody likes the Patriots who made this schedule. Cincinnati. That's gonna be a hard one. That's a cold town on December 24th.
Oh wait,
That's
no,
cool.
that's
That's
the
that's
wrong
kind of
Sunday
strange.
game.
I guess so. Christmas is on Sunday this year, so they're doing Christmas Eve games on Saturday and games on Christmas. I did not know that. So I'm just noticing that now. But then Miami and then at Buffalo. At Buffalo, aren't they building a dome in Buffalo? Isn't that the new stadium proposal?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think they are getting a new stadium. I think that's already
Dude, I
been
don't like.
settled.
I don't think this schedule looks very good for them.
Really?
I'm struggling to get past 7 or 8.
So that's. I'm glad you said 7. 7 is where I'm at.
Yeah.
So you guys are seeing what then so far we have the Dolphins at approximately 8 wins. Then we got this team probably right there with them, and then
I would say they're right
the
there
Jets
with
the Jets at 4. So
Bills are gonna walk all over this division.
I really do
Yeah.
because okay, so look, I think they beat Miami, beat Pittsburgh, beat Detroit, beat Chicago, beat New York, beat Miami, or lose to Miami if they're going to split, and then they lose to Buffalo. So then that's what that's if they beat Miami both times, that's 7 wins. So
and maybe
I think
Minnesota and Arizona are pushes.
and those are 2 games. Minnesota, Vegas, and Arizona are games because Vegas is one of those games that they're stacked, but you never know.
by
Miami
week
beat
14, Arizona is usually like starting to take tank
Right.
pretty
So
hard.
that's a team that I could see them being. So yeah, I could see them going to 7 or 8 wins.
Miami beat
I don't think they
New
go 10.
England both times they played last year, and I see no reason why they couldn't do the same this year.
I'm
Well,
with you. That's
yeah,
why
I
I'm
just-
with you.
I had that stat on Miami. I think they've won the last like 5 games versus New England. So yeah, it's fucking that's
Remember when
I
they
mean,
used to have their number?
You gotta
it was
think
like 07, and Miami was always the only team that would.
well, wasn't it
take
like
the
Tom Brady?
shit.
Wasn't it like Tom Brady had never lost to Buffalo like for like 12 years or something like that, or like 14
Something
years?
crazy like
Probably.
He had like a 28-1 record against Buffalo all time or something like that.
Yeah, but Chad
Yeah,
Pennington
even- I
would
would
whoop the
say
fuck out of Tom Brady for some reason. Out of nowhere.
Get him, Chad. Yeah.
So I would say
7
so
or 8.
if we give them both Miami, if they lose both Miami games and the streak continues, then they're at 6 wins. And that's me giving them Arizona because here they are. I think they lose. So say they lose both Miami games, I think they probably lose to Baltimore. That's actually one that they could win, or they could probably beat.
It could be a
Baltimore,
push.
because Baltimore is one of those teams that they are world beaters one week and look like absolute dog shit the next.
Ride the waves with Lamar.
I think they lose to Green Bay. I think I'm gonna just say they lose to Cleveland because I'm a homer. So you could fucking give them Cleveland if you want.
No argument here.
I think they lose to Indy. I think they lose to Minnesota. I think they lose to Buffalo both times. Vegas and Cincy. I think they lose all of those.
Yeah.
I think we keep saying that teams are going to drop to Green Bay. I'm interested when we finally get to that division what we say about Green Bay when we get there. Because I feel like we're really hyping them so far.
I think they got enough, and I still think they have enough talent to kind of keep them where they're at in the division.
I think Aaron Jones is about to have a fucking year. I just said this to Andrew yesterday, so I think Jack having him in Dynasty is nice. But as far as like our redraft, I think that I think Aaron Jones, I think Allen Lazard is obviously primed to have a year, and there's some guys there. Samuel I think is there, but what's his
AJ Dillon split snap.
AJ Dillon. I really like Robert Tonyan. But I think the guy who's going to benefit the most is Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones has always looked really good as far as a pass catcher, and I think it's just more targets are going his way.
Oh, my stat. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll get into them.
Yeah, we'll get into them. But yeah. So the division's not looking good. I think they regress. I do. I think they regress. But I don't think they've gotten any. Here's the thing, and I don't think they've even gotten worse. I just think that the schedule is.
Everyone else has gotten better.
People have gotten better, and I don't think the schedule is in their favor. They've got a rough schedule.
The Patriots
overperformed.
Belichick might be able to coach himself out of some of these losses. Some of these might be one-score games that he gets.
Defensively.
Any chance at going 10-7 again?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any way we get to 10. I think 9. If they got to 9, I'd be fucking shocked. But I think 8 or 9 wins is where they're at. No way they get to 10-7 in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
No Pro Bowl for Mac Jones.
No Pro Bowl for Mac Jones. We're not going to gritty after you fucking threw. If you've had a game, he could have fucking blown the doors off every other game last year. If there is a game where you have statistics you have 0 pass attempts, you should be disqualified. But on that note, We're going to the obvious winners of this division. I mean, unless there is some catastrophic fucking just collapse. And that is, again, it still feels weird to say it, the Buffalo Bills.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Dude, what a stacked roster. It pisses me off.
Look at them, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a Chris Berman line, by the way. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
love that one.
Picked it up. It's a good one.
He was a Bills fan, wasn't he?
Whoop! I don't know.
I think Berman's team was the Bills.
I thought he was a San Fran guy.
He is a San. No,
he's a San Fran guy. Yeah, he fucking. Yeah, we had to rewatch. We had to watch it. Andrew and I.
Don't
recreate the catch.
I didn't know that they had Roger Saffold now.
Yeah,
was that challenging a Madden game or something like that?
No, so when it was the anniversary of that catch, they had Jerry Rice or
wait, why
Jerry
are you
Rice or
shaking
Adam
your head so
Schefter.
bad,
What?
Why? Because we fucking hate San Francisco.
Yeah, dude.
San Francisco.
You hate them. You hate them. Why do you have a vendetta on San Francisco in particular? I know, fuck everybody else. You're an Eagles fan, but like,
who, me? Oh, I just did never when I was growing up. Like, I mean, I was never a Rams fan, but like I've always been like, Pepper was a Rams fan. That's why
I was a Rams fan.
Guy.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I've always still had like a little bit of like, I've always rooted for the St. Louis team. So like, I've always considered them a rival, and I didn't like Kaepernick. I always rooted against Kaepernick and Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. Yeah.
Yeah. I was not a Kaepernick fan. I mean, I support Kaepernick and I like him as a person, but I just fucking could not stand him as a player when he was playing. And
you're the rare guy who likes him on the field but doesn't like him off the field.
Yeah. I just didn't. I just always root against San Fran, and I've never been a TO guy other than when he was on the Eagles, and shit, that was even disastrous. Other than the fucking them getting to the Super Bowl.
Team colors that much. Red and gold doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I just have just never liked them. But who is it that had that season clinching, league clinching? Was it Navarro Bowman? Remember when we were in our bed?
Yeah, dude, that was Navarro Bowman.
The pick six in fantasy.
That was life changing.
Yeah, but anyway, other than that was like only 5 seconds I was a San Fran fan. But watching Chris Berman reenact the catch was who threw the ball to him? It was either Adam Schefter or it was Jerry Rice, maybe.
Was it Young?
Or maybe it was the guy that caught the guy. Maybe it was Steve Young. I don't know. It was some asshole threw the ball to Chris Berman, and we had to watch him like.
It was ugly. Don't go. Don't YouTube it, guys.
He's no Dwight Clark.
He's no Dwight Clark. But yeah, dude, the Bills. I think the
Bills team, because I think we talked about the fucking 49ers for like 5 minutes.
Dude, you asked why we hated.
I asked for it. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
We're ready to move on, baby.
The Buffalo Bills that are actually Chris Berman's favorite team. I just checked. They are his favorite team.
Really?
Fuck off.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Well, it actually makes me feel better about Chris Berman. So good.
Well, dude, the Schwami loves him.
Did you just edit the Wikipedia page or something? Come on.
No, there's articles written about. Good. There are articles written about his fandom.
You heard it here first, guys.
He likes him.
He loves them.
Yeah, dude. The Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen runs the show, and he's a stud, man.
You think he's QB1 in fantasy this year?
No, just because of like variance, but he's going to be top 5, and he's a stallion. So,
do you think he runs any nearly as many touchdowns anymore?
That's where I think it probably goes down a little bit.
Yeah, I just can't see it, but
just statistically,
yeah. He is so fucking good. I mean, he's got a fucking rocket for an arm.
One of the best stories in the NFL, without a doubt.
He matured so well. He had like a huge, second year jump, turning into a really. I mean, it's crazy to think that this team was up 3 points with 13 seconds left going against the fucking Chiefs last year in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, it was the biggest rig job ever, though, them not getting the fucking touch the ball. I mean, like the fact that like them changing the rule after that is got to be one of the biggest kicks in the balls. Like it's like, yeah, sorry, we know you got fucked, but I mean, at least they changed the rule. But I mean,
well, remember when they changed the rule they changed the rule for the Saints, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I don't like coaches challenging pass interference. Fuck this. Like we're going back." So.
Yeah, I don't think them changing the rule makes him feel better. Like,
Donovan forgot the rules of overtime once.
The overtime rules are gonna like not work in like fucking some big market team's favor, and Jacksonville's gonna get like a fucking upset, and they'll change it the next year. Guaranteed.
Dude, the Chiefs winning that game was so heartbreaking. I mean, because the Bills, I mean, so the Bills, I think, probably win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think they
Man.
have enough. I think they have enough offense to push them past that Rams team.
I do too.
It
And I think
might.
I think their defense is so much better than the Chiefs. Like Chiefs have nice defense, but like I feel like they're better. They're just a better unit. Like I mean, I think like obviously Tyrann Mathieu was nice and stuff, but like they had a lot of weaknesses on the defense too.
in that secondary.
Yeah. So
One thing that did stand out the page when I was looking at the Bills is that, let me go back to the offensive line here, and they're around 20th ranked in the league.
What?
Yeah.
Saffold's
PFF,
good,
my man.
and
That's what it says.
Quisenberry's
Saffold's old. Quisenberry is, I think, declining, and the left tackle, from what I understand, Dawkins really needs to step it up. Or
I was gonna say Saffold's got to be like fucking 40,
Yeah,
right?
dude,
I mean, Jesus Christ.
he had
was
anything left.
Very good at Tennessee.
He was a St. Louis Ram.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, for
And
about
that- and
40
that's-
years.
He was a Ram for a while, and that team hasn't played in St. Louis since like 2015. That's 7 years ago.
Dude, I
so.
feel like he was there for like two different Ram jerseys. I feel like.
They're one spot above the Finns for what
They're
it's worth.
so this Buffalo Bills team, like their wide receivers are pretty fucking good. Like Stephon Diggs,
An understatement.
he's obviously a game changer. Gabe Davis, I like Gabe Davis. If we see what we saw in the playoffs, I'm not sure if we'll see that. He obviously the skill set's there, everything's there. It's just where the fuck was that dude all season compared to that one game?
The whole
So,
career. I mean, he's been there for a few years, and the game was insanely incredible. I mean, no doubt about it.
I think-
learned where Tavon Austin is.
Tavon Austin in the third string, baby.
Dude,
But,
can't even see that.
You
What
also
the
have
fuck?
you have a battle for that slot wide receiver spot. You got Isaiah McKenzie and Jameson Crowder. Jameson Crowder, former Jet. Obviously, when he was with the Jets, he was a really great possession receiver, high target volume, high catch rate. It's hard for me to like Isaiah McKenzie. Everything I've heard out of camp is he's looking incredible. He's playing way above his pedigree. He's getting the deep ball, all that. The thing is, I know guys like Jameson Crowder, he's older, but teams don't just look over the fact that a guy has that kind of skill set. They will find ways to get him the ball somehow. So
He's reliable,
Josh-
right?
what's that?
He's reliable. That's
Super reliable when he's healthy. And so Josh Allen has a lot of mouths to feed. That would be the only thing I'd be worried about from a fantasy standpoint, in terms of if I owned any of these assets, is that, the ball's gonna get spread around. Dawson Knox is a red zone threat. He's been targeting him, and you saw in the back half of last season, Dawson Knox was getting a lot of looks. They have a real chemistry and a connection there. So, yeah, I think Josh Allen is. I mean, he's looking at probably a 40+ touchdown season, 4,000+ yards, and can't really envision, if he stays healthy, him having anything less than that.
Yeah, I think they're going to run away with this division. Obviously, I mean this is pretty. I mean they're so stacked. I mean we didn't even get into the running
On
backs.
both
I mean
sides of the ball.
Devin Singletary is nice. I mean I said earlier he's not great. I'm not sold on Devin Singletary, but I do like the backup he's got. James Cook coming in. Dalvin Cook's younger brother, rookie. He's having a lot of promise coming out of camp. Good pass catcher, and then Zach Moss has shown flash. This kind of leaves Zach Moss. His role kind of iffy, but Zach Moss has got talent.
And speaking of pass catching running backs, Duke Johnson, who is a great check down back.
Yeah,
he's had a hard time staying on teams in the last 2 years. I'd be surprised if he has any real role.
I don't
on
even know
team.
if he even is there.
I love Duke Johnson.
preseason.
Trust me. I want nothing more than Duke Johnson to be a stud. I'm a Duke Johnson fan. I've owned him in dynasty leagues and all that. So he's the man.
Yeah. But so let's go to, so I mean on defense, then they've got a nice defense. I mean they just pick up Von Miller. I mean it's kind of hard to.
Already one of the best defenses in the league.
They've had some injuries in camp though.
I mean Tre'Davious White's coming back from injury. Jordan Poyer's.
He hurt his elbow, I think, in training camp this week. Somebody really hurt their hip, and I was it Tre'Davious White really hurt some. One of them went down.
Tre'Davious White's the one that's coming back. He tore his ACL last year.
Maybe Micah Hyde somebody hurt their hip today. I'm waiting to hear more information, but no. When this defense is healthy, Jordan Poyer, I mean, he's a really great, safety. Micah Hyde, great. I don't
Tremaine
know.
Edmonds is
Von Miller is a
a
game
man.
changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
There you go, Nick.
Ed Oliver.
Good name. Boogie Basham.
Boogie Basham.
Oh,
Great name.
definitely in it.
Did you guys see that Von Miller did his glasses giveaway in Buffalo this past
I did.
weekend?
Yeah, I did.
I think it's so cool. Like
Glasses giveaway.
he gives away glasses because that's like his thing. Like he always wears
Like he's
his
fucking
glasses.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, no. But he gives like he gives prescription glasses to like people who can't afford it and shit like that.
Oh.
And he like does all this community service and stuff. And no, Von Miller seems like a cool ass dude. If this team gets OBJ, like he's Instagramming OBJ, tell him to come there. This could be a team that might be what pushes them over the edge.
What did Von Miller say to OBJ? He said, the locker next to me is available.
Yeah, he was saying,
Yeah.
and like Odell is like, let's get that ring, or something like, like watch out, we'll get another ring if we do that, or something along those lines.
That'd be fun as fuck.
So Jordan Poyer's the one. He just hurt his elbow.
Yeah,
is what it is. So
Not
Jordan
good for
Poyer
safety.
So Jordan Poyer's got an elbow, and Marquez Stevenson's got a foot injury, and they both left Tuesday under further evaluation. For Poyer, the good news is that McDermott said the All-Pro safety's elbow injury is not serious.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. But I mean, yeah, I mean that even with the injuries, I mean, you're looking down the list. I mean, you got Micah Hyde. I mean, this defense has got a lot of promise. Hopefully they can get healthy, because we want to see Tre'Davious back. I mean, Tre'Davious is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and it sucked to see him go down when and it was in a pretty important stretch of the season too. So it'd be nice to see him get back and see them get healthy. But yeah, I mean, the ends are nice. At Oliver, Greg Rousseau's nice. Von Miller, obviously, at linebacker or at defensive end.
They're stacked all over the place.
I just don't like their linebackers at all. I think they lack.
You're sleeping on Tremaine Edmonds, man.
I like Tremaine Edmonds.
No, I like Tremaine Edmonds, but I mean, like last year they couldn't stop tight ends to save their life. They were too small down the middle, and they got ran on a couple times as well because of that. So, that's if I had to point one thing out on them, and it's hard to be nitpicky. They are a great team, and they're a well coached team as well. It's hard, like I said, to not imagine they have like a lot of success this year, barring injury. But as Nick would say, you want to check that Sketty and see where we end up here.
Speaking of Odell, though, really quick, just because I opened up Twitter, and you remember a couple years ago, like back when he was still a Giant, and they took that picture on that yacht, and they were all like shirtless or whatever, and So, and like they had said, like they were going to be a problem or whatever. Odell's sitting there shirtless in Ugg boots. Says the Giants are 3-47 since this picture was taken.
Oh shit!
Wait,
3 and 4. Wait, really?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years.
There's no way they're 3-47 in the last any bit of years. That's impossible.
Yeah, they were 4-13 last year.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been nuts.
It's a funny number. It's a hyperbolic number, but it's fucking hilarious.
I'm just saying it's just fucking. It's just
like you're looking at saying like he went 2-500 or something.
Yeah,
they still suck.
But it's just like looking at this picture, and you got Odell's got fucking like boots on this yacht. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. That was the first thing I saw when I opened up Twitter. But yeah.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, look at that week 1. We get to see the Super Bowl we didn't get to see.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, that's the season opener. Yeah, season
Thursday night.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
We'll have to preview a division and that game on.
I don't even know how to call that one, dude. Seriously,
it's just a matter of.
I don't know. I didn't tell you guys this. I guess I should have told you this because it's kind of a big deal. You see week 2, home game versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
Your boy is making the trip up to Buffalo
going to Buffalo, really? Look at you.
Going to Buffalo to go watch the Titans hopefully beat the shit out of the Bills. So
nice. There you go.
Dude, go party with Bills Mafia. I heard the kick it hardcore.
Yeah, I'm hoping to eat some wings. I'm not going to jump through a table, but I'll watch some dudes. Hopefully they're cool, because when they came to Tennessee, they were all dickheads, and I couldn't stand being around them. So hopefully
this team's going to win a lot of games.
Hopefully they're not very hostile, but I can't imagine Bills being very accommodating.
Who was
probably
the most
not
hostile? Who was the shittiest visiting team fan base that you've seen in Nashville?
Hands down, not even fucking close. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ugh,
I'm not even
gross.
surprised. Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Bro.
duh.
Bro,
gross.
how
They're just
many?
trash?
So the Titans have this thing. It comes over the big giant screen, and it's like to pump everybody up. It's like a beat, and then it goes tighten up,
Right.
and everybody goes tighten up, blah blah blah. So this guy from this decked out in his, as Shane Gillis would say, his finest Heinz Ward and and some fucking sweatpants. This dude fucking just in the section just goes, tighten up your mother's fucking pussy. And I'm like, I turn around and like, as I'm like turning my head, like the first 20 degrees of the 90 that I'm going to do to look back at this dude, I like spot like 6 like kids under the age of 12 just like right here, all like, what the fuck was that? Like I'm like this dude from Pittsburgh,
That dude's a proper yinzer.
and it's funny because obviously Nashville is Nashville, so that shit doesn't fly nearly as well as it does in other places. So, but no, Pittsburgh fans by far are the worst travel team, but Bills are not very fucking far behind at all.
Well, when it comes to their so
and when we beat them on Monday Night Football last year in Nissan Stadium, and oh my god, they were literally fighting people, like they were fighting Titans fans. So
Wow.
yeah, it gets wild.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that they're probably going to fucking win 13 or 14 games this year.
Dude,
looking at this schedule.
Yeah, man.
Is that the number you guys came up with?
That's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm like,
I want to say 12-5, just because I feel like 13 to 14 wins as a projection is outrageous. But
I mean,
dude,
what was
13-3
they're
sounds pretty
stacked.
good.
This is a nice schedule for them. I mean, it's almost easier to go through and pick games you think they might lose.
I think
Andrew,
it's
what are the ones that you think they'll lose?
Well, okay, week one, I definitely is on the table. That week 6 against Kansas City, I think that I think they probably win, but
give them a loss. So win against Tennessee. So I'm just saying we're gonna win Tennessee, right? We're gonna win.
Oh
there.
yeah, you're gonna beat Miami.
Okay, win. They're gonna beat Baltimore, beat Pittsburgh. We'll say they lose to Kansas City. I think they beat Green Bay in Buffalo. I think they beat New York. They beat Minnesota both times. They beat Cleveland. They beat Detroit. If
Deshaun's back, that could be Deshaun's first week.
Okay, so if it's his first week, I still think that's a pretty steep
hill to
climb.
Let me just fanboy for a minute.
Hey, if Deshaun Watson comes out after 2.5 years out, or a year and
beats
a year
the
out
Buffalo Bills,
Buffalo, I would
in Buffalo getting booed hard,
dude. I mean, it would just
that'd be so savage.
But most likely not going to happen. So even if he's there, I just think first game back, that is the Bills. So so they beat Cleveland. I think they beat Detroit. They beat New England. They beat New York. They beat Miami. They beat Chicago.
Yeah, they
beat Cincinnati.
I'm gonna say they lose to Cincy because where are you gonna find losses?
In Cincinnati too, and I can see them losing one of these. Like, I mean,
they're
the New England games.
Yeah, dude,
they're losing an easy game. I mean, they lost to Jacksonville like 9-6 last
like
year.
They're going to lose
Cincinnati, but they'll lose to fucking Detroit in Detroit or something.
No, they'll lose to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins will have like a fourth quarter from hell and get them like.
I can see Baltimore too.
Cousins
or Baltimore, but like so 12. So I think 13 or 14 ceiling, 12-5 would be. Is where I think they're going to be.
And last year they're 11-6, and I think that's safe. I think they got that in the bag.
Easy money. I think they go 12-5. Chiefs were 12-5 last year. I think they can go 12-5.
Yeah, I think the Titans.
I think there were 2 12-5s last.
They were. Yeah, there was Titans were 12-5. Chiefs were 12-5. The Cowboys were 12-5.
What did that amount to? Can we just go over that real quick? What did that amount to?
Lol.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
Fuck the Cowboys, dude.
Sit down.
Amen.
12-5 didn't mean shit. But yeah, I think 12-5 is that's my guess. 12-5, 13-14. I think they can win 13-14 if like they go. I mean, it's happened. It's not like it's like 13-14 win game, seasons happen.
It's just tough to project it.
Very, very tough. But I mean, like you said, because they could lose one of these supposed gimme games. But like they also couldn't. They also could just go in there and just fucking
Absolutely.
run
People have gone
house.
16-0.
So,
Could you imagine
might
this
be
team
17.
trying to make it would be the most Buffalo thing in the world for them to have a perfect season going into the playoffs.
when they lose in the AFC, or they don't even
Ugh.
make the AFC Championship. They lose
No,
in like the
no,
first
no. You
round.
have to true Buffalo fashion, Nick. Come on, the history. They go to the Super Bowl and they lose.
Oh well, yeah.
It
Well, you were setting that up like they got fucking. They're about to get blown out in week one of the playoffs. Well, I guess they wouldn't even be in week one. They'd have a bye.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, we're all in agreement here that this is the team to beat in the AFC East this year. So
by a large margin.
By a large margin. I mean, this is
Super Bowl contender for sure. Probably the biggest one out of this conference, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, so that's the AFC East. I mean, I assume next week that means that we're doing NFC East.
That means we got to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, but that also means we get to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. So we are going to have
a fun division.
That's a fun division. That's going to be a very fun division. Yeah, that might be. I mean, an hour and a half. We've been really good at keeping this an hour and a half. That might be like hour. Who knows? We can get run away on that one. I feel like
you bring up Carson Wentz. Who knows?
Carson Wentz, and he's already played for half the division. You know what I'm saying? So it's
dude, literally,
he's literally played for half the division now. So it's the NFC East up next. But yeah, this was good. I think this was. I think this is I guess this is the most competitive division we've covered. I don't know who. The Titans one wasn't bad. Who was in the? What
AFC
you said? The
South
Titans were
AFC South is pretty.
You
good.
said they were the
NFC
butthole,
South.
right? You called the AFC South the butthole, right?
I don't think I call it the butthole. I wouldn't call it the butthole.
No. You absolutely said this is the something butthole. This is the butthole, like last week or the week before, 100%.
No, the NFC
Check
South.
the tape.
The NFC South has some of the butthole teams for sure. Falcons
check the tape.
Check the tape. Falcons are the butthole though.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, I mean, do we want to cover anything else? We want to wrap it up here, boys?
Can we leave here without seeing Jamal Williams? And
let's end it on. So let's.
I love that guy.
So we're gonna head out of here. This has been Pop Culture Rehab this week. We're gonna leave you with one of the most fucking hyped up. I mean, it's probably the best football clip that's come out so far in this early. I mean, it's only training camp, but Hard Knocks starts tonight. If you guys are interested, we've got the Detroit fucking Lions and Dan Campbell. This is probably going to be a good season. So we're going to leave you with Jamal fucking Williams. You're going to Jack watched this a little bit ago, and he just told me he
wanted to run through a fucking wall.
Today is the minimum of effort. Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year and think of that record. Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that record. Last year wasn't it. That ain't us. We can make it. Have some heart. I get emotional about this. I'm about to cry because I care about y'all. Do your best. Let's go. Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lions.
Fuck, man.
God, what a man.
My balls just got 2 times bigger.
I hope the Lions go 17-0.